Hello, hello, my RH negative friends and family. Hope you're all doing well today. So, why do we feel so different? And why do we feel, or why do some of us have to deal with authoritarian figures? Why does it feel like the RH negative bloodline is under attack? Well, because maybe some of us truly do think it is. We have stories of women whose blood type changes after they get the RhoGAM shot. Our incompatibility to have children with an RH positive person without getting this shot. It's almost as if we're supposed to procreate with each other, or that it's a whole different template. So let me kind of dig into a few Akashic symbolic interpretations of why we do feel under attack. Number one is the marked lineage archetype. Across the Akashic records, there is a repeating archetype, the different lineage, the non-conforming child, the carrier of memory, or the one who doesn't always assimilate easily. Now, in ancient times, this was the shaman's child, the prophet's bloodline, the witch family, or the troublesome seer. And now, in modern times, the symbol of RH negative has become a container for this specific archetype. And when an identity becomes a container for difference, the psyche is going to expect threats. And in return, this creates hypervigilance. Not because danger is present, but because memory says difference historically led to persecution. Number two, CPS as a symbol, not a cabal. If you're not sure what this is Child Protective Services. It's called different things in different states or different countries. But in an Akashic sense, CPS represents state authority rather than family structure. And this is for people who question authority, resist systems. They live non-conforming lives and typically carry generational trauma. CPS essentially becomes a psychic symbol of loss of autonomy, not an enemy force. Your nervous system does not see CPS as child welfare. It may read it as the system can take what I love if I don't comply. And that fear predates you. It lives in ancestral memory, poorhouses, forced adoptions, boarding schools, or religious courts. The Akashic records show no RH negative bloodlines are being targeted, but non-conforming families repeatedly colliding with bureaucracy. Now moving on to MK Ultra as a trauma myth anchor. MK Ultra was real, but its role in modern belief systems is symbolic. It represents loss of bodily autonomy, manipulation of perception, betrayal by authority, and gaslighting at scale. For sensitive, pattern-oriented minds, MK Ultra becomes a template. If they did that, what else could they do? Who could I trust? The psyche then starts mapping unrelated stressors onto the template. This is not weakness. It is a mind that is trained to look for hidden patterns, sometimes way too well. Onto the GATE program as an inner experience. There is no verified external GATE program, but Akashically, the idea of GATE appears constantly, and it refers to thresholds in consciousness. Moments of identity collapse, intuition through stress, prolonged stress, identity upheaval, spiritual searching, or isolation, often leaving them feeling tested, observed, or even filtered. This is initiation language, not necessarily surveillance. Now, on to gang stalking and how this belief even formed. Now, the Akashic pattern behind gang stalking is chronic nervous system activation, pattern amplification, meaning overload. And when the brain is under a lot of stress, it shifts from, is this connected, to this must be connected. Randomness collapses, neutral events feel intentional, attention becomes threat-oriented. This does not mean the person is stupid, delusional, or weak in any sense. This could just mean that the threat detection system is stuck on high. The Akashic records actually show this state most often in highly empathetic people, spiritually open people, trauma survivors, and even single parents under pressure. Rh negative did not cause this narrative. It became a symbolic banner because it's rare, it feels ancient, it offers identity, and it explains, to others why I felt different, and for them to communicate with me about how they feel different. The psyche prefers I am a target because I'm special over I am overwhelmed, unsupported, and hyper alert. Now, this isn't always the case, but in certain cases it is, and not because of the ego, but because of the meaning. It feels safer than the chaos. What is present in the Akashic field is that we continue to see sensitive people repeatedly feeling crushed by systems. Trauma seeks mythic explanation. Identity forms around survival narratives. And meaning is constructed to regain control. You are a sensitive, intelligent person navigating through meaning, trauma, and identity in a chaotic world. And sometimes it's okay to not categorize yourself. Sometimes when we break down those structures that we're told to build ourselves in, we find our true happiness within ourselves. And maybe some of us are just bugging out, and maybe some of us are genuinely under attack. Whatever the case and whatever sense it may be in, you are special and you are worthy, and don't stop trying to seek the truth.